So unfair.
Now this is where I like to take a moment to talk about the actors. Because it was a very near thing that this film almost wasn't made in Hollywood. When Warner Brothers first got into the rights, their plan was to film the whole thing in Hollywood. They were going to reset it in an American school, they were going to cast American actors, and J.K. Rowling put her foot down and she said, no, you're going to buy my books, you're going to make me on my books. So it's really thanks to her that they could do this to her at all. Well, this means that it was a star-studded film. One of the requirements was that every actor should be British or Irish unless they specifically been written for something else. So we have pretty much every famous English actor from about the last 30 years showing up in this screen theater. But the real stars were those three kids, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, played by three actors nobody had heard of back then.
Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Amber Voice.
Very good. Do you know what house you're in?
You haven't sorted us yet.
Got to sort. Well, shall we do a quick sorting? So have a think, put the sorting hat on. You might be in Gryffindor, where they are brave and chivalrous. You could be in Ravenclaw, where they're intelligent and witty. You could belong in Hufflepuff, where they are hardworking and loyal friends. Or you could be in Slytherin, where they are cunning and resourceful.
Ravenclaw!
Ravenclaw! Oh, Ravenclaws are doing well today. That's 10 points to Ravenclaw. But we are going to continue on now, once more into the crowds. I want you to hold this on unless you want diagonal. Now one thing that's quite cool here is to look at all the shops and figure out what's what. Starting right here on the corner, we've got the formal wear shop. What could that be? Madam Malkin, is that what you were going to say? So, yeah. What house are you in? Gryffindor! 10 points to Gryffindor. Get them on the scoreboard. Very good. We have the formal wear shop where you could get your wizarding robes. If we come down a little bit this way, we've got the sign that says coins, banknotes, medals.
Gringotts.
Gringotts! What house are you in?
No.
Ravenclaw. 10 points to, I'm sorry, Gryffindor. Very good. 10 points to Ravenclaw. And if you look in the window at Cullen Neverton Sons, you'll see they do actually now sell Harry Potter money in addition to all their other coins. On the other side, Watkins Books. Gryffindor, any idea what that one could be? I think it's probably Flourish and Books, the bookshop. 10 points to Gryffindor. And Watkins is actually the oldest occult bookshop in London. They've been selling magic books since the 1800s. So if Harry Potter did come shopping, this is in real life where he would probably go. And then one last shop, about halfway down with the yellow side. This one's not a diagonal shop, but you have to look in the window anyway. Marchpanes sell rare and signed children's books along with posters for films and things. So if you look in the window, you'll not only see signed posters from various actors from Harry Potter, you'll also usually see a couple signed copies of the book sitting there in the window. Upwards of £3,000 for a copy signed by J.K. Rowling. So they built the film set in the studios, but you can see here some of the similarities. We've got all the signs sticking out, so arched windows, and then underneath there's a clue to where we're headed next. But if you look just across the street, you'll see the Real Greek Restaurant, and then if you look halfway up, there's an old-fashioned pub sign called Green Man's and French Fort. And if you look at the shape of that sign, it looks an awful lot like a pub. So this is another possible, we're not 100% sure, but we think this might have inspired her, that little sign seeming to come out of almost nowhere hanging out up there. Maybe if we were witches and wizards, we'd see the little pub underneath. But there is another way to get to Diagon Alley. So in book 2, Harry's traveling with the Weasleys. They can't go through the pub, there's too many of them with their bright red hair, they'd attract attention. So for 10 points, can anyone tell me how they get there?
They use flute powder.
Flute powder! Flute powder! 10 points to Gryffindor, I think I saw the hand. First, they're very close in that Ravenclaw. Very slowly catching up. They use flute powder, which you throw in the fireplace, you say where you want to end up. But Harry's never done that before. He says,
We get stuck at Nocturnally.
He gets stuck in Nocturnally because Ted points to Ravenclaw. Because instead of saying diagonally, he says diagonally, and he ends up diagonally from Diagon Alley in Nocturnally with the Dark Wizard's shop. Now, in real life, it just so happens the inspiration for Nocturnally is diagonally from Diagon Alley. So we're going to go ahead and walk down that. It's a really cool street. Parts of the street are about 400 years old, some of the buildings and the walls you're going to see. Off we go to Nocturnally. This alleyway has been used fairly recently. Did anybody see Mary Poppins Return? No. It was in that. If you do watch it when they go to visit Meryl Streep. Not Meryl. But these streets, even though they aren't part of the Wizarding World movies, they're part of the world in her head. So I think they're quite important. Now, one thing I sometimes get asked, if you've been on a Harry Potter tour in Edinburgh or in New York or in Portugal, the tour guide will take you down a street there and they will say, this is Diagon Alley and this is Nocturnally. So which of us is telling the truth? And the answer is actually all of us, because all of those were either places where J.K. Rowling lived while she was writing Harry Potter or places that the film used as inspirations for their set. So Diagon Alley is made up of lots of places pieced together, but this one, I think personally, is the most real because it's just off Charing Cross Road.
Very, very sweet.